Hey guys, Natalia Schneimler here. I help boy moms have a better relationship with their sons and themselves by teaching them the tools how to manage their mind so that when anything comes up in life, they know exactly how to take care of themselves and their kids. Hey guys, how's it going? It's the end of summer for me right now, August 29th, and I am ready to start the school year. I'm ready for my kids to go back to school. We've had all the memories, we've done all the fun stuff, and right now we're just preparing for school, and we're swimming a lot, which I'm loving so much. There was a week where I swam every day for a whole week, and I was loving it so much, and my middle son, one of my sons, came along with me, and we swam a few days in a row, and he loved it as well. He was jumping, doing some dives, doing some laps with me, and I was just doing laps for a whole hour. I was just doing laps. And something happened to me that made me laugh out loud so much that in that moment I just knew I had to record for all of you guys, and so I wanted to tell you what happened. And let me tell you, the message of this will be that I don't want our perfectionism to make us so blind that we don't see our own successes. For example, so since I'm so into swimming right now, and actually my dad used to be a swim coach, so he taught me, and as a family we used to go swimming a lot in Russia, so it was a big part of our family, of my childhood, so I do enjoy it a lot. So I was swimming, and then I noticed a woman in the lane next to me was swimming as well, and she was doing these flip turns where you're swimming, and then instead of just coming to the edge and just pushing off, she was doing like that professional like flip and then turn underwater and then just keep on swimming, right? You know how you've seen the professional swim. So I've never done that, and I saw her do that, and I thought, oh my gosh, that would be so cool. So I went home, I looked up a bunch of videos on YouTube how to do that. So the next day I go back to the pool, and I am trying all these flip turns, and I'm terrible at them. Like I am barely doing them. And so I practiced them for a day. And the next time I came back to the pool was with my son, and we were kind of showing off our strokes. He was looking at my stroke, I was looking at his, and then we moved on to the flip turns. And I showed him we were doing flip turns every other time, and at one point I did a flip turn, and he was waiting for me ahead of me. He stopped, and I came up to him. He goes, "Good job, you did it." I'm like, "Oh, I don't know if I did it." He goes, "What do you mean you turned?" I go, "Oh," he goes, "You turned and you got speed." And at that point, I started laughing because in my head, I completely failed at doing the turn. I didn't do it in my head. I was like, yeah, right, I don't know. But in his view, he said, "What do you mean? You turned and you got speed." And so I started laughing because it was so hilarious how in my head I completely didn't do the flip turn, where he's concerned, he said, "What do you mean? You did turn. So the turn is supposed to make you turn, and you did turn." And so I completely would have not seen that. I would have still thought, "Oh, I didn't turn." And so I started laughing. I thought, "Oh, you're right. I did turn, and I did get speed. So no matter how poorly I did it, I did do it," right? So that made me laugh so hard, and I could not believe how my own mind would have led me to believe the complete opposite of that. Like, how does our mind do that? It's ridiculous. It just now reminds me of the time when I cooked 3 meals in a row and my mind said that I don't cook. Like, our heads need to be supervised and need to be given guidance, because otherwise they keep telling us things that are absolutely not true. Like, how could I have turned, right? And in my head, I registered as I didn't turn because of this idea of how perfect it should be. If it didn't feel or look like a perfect professional flip turn, then I didn't do it, right? And that's because of the perfectionist mindset. So that's why I thought I wanted to record this episode, to have this story in your head, in my head, to remind us, all of us, to not do that to ourselves, to not discount something that actually worked as a failure just because it wasn't perfect. And the other night, another example happened where we were eating, actually last night I made dinner, and my husband turns to me and he says, our little kids eat oysters, curry chicken, and fish. He says, so I think we're doing pretty good. We don't have to worry about them. And he said that to me, and again I thought, yeah, but in my head, because it's not perfect, because they don't eat salads like I want them to, like the big kids eat salads, in my head, I am dreaming of them to eat Caesar salad. Every salad that I give them, they're loving it and they ask for more, just like my big boys do. So the same thing happened. They are eating really well. We have done a great job with them, and yet I'm completely dismissing it because it's not perfect. And my husband was pointing that out to me because he knows that I'm struggling with it. I'm always telling him, oh my gosh, when is this going to happen? When are they going to stop complaining and start eating like big boys? And so I thought, you're right. I'm completely discounting the fact that a 7-year-old can eat an oyster and love it, can eat a curry butter chicken and love it and ask for more. And I'm thinking that that's no big deal. And in fact, I think it is actually a big achievement on my part to have done the job of exposing them and continuously, have them try things. So it's just it's just amazing how much we allow our mind to override the reality. Even though the reality is this, we think the complete opposite. Like, there's so many examples that come up in my head where I would talk to a person or a friend and they would tell me something that was completely not true about their own life. Like someone saying, I don't have any clients. And then they continue to tell me that there's 8 people who reach out to them to ask for services. But they completely disregarded that because it wasn't the idea of perfection that they imagined would be. It wasn't like the perfect client that they would have, and so, or someone saying, I'm not doing this consistently enough, even though I know that they've been doing it consistently for 20 years. So I wanted to put that story in your head so you can also have a laugh with me and ask yourself these questions, like how am I discounting something that is already working, something that is already successful, but I'm discounting it because it's not what I thought it would be in a perfect world. Like, right? Where am I doing that? And for sure, I know for me, I do that with my body, right? I just focus on that piece of fat on my stomach and I completely discount like my beautiful face, my beautiful hair. And I discount the fact that I'm not 300 pounds, I discount the fact that I have great legs, and in my head, I just focus on that one thing. So I'm sure you can relate. Where else are you doing that? That would be so easy and enjoyable to just see that it's working. Just like the flip turn that I did in swimming, it gave me so much joy to realize that, heck yeah, I did that. I turned and I gained speed. And that's what a flip turn is supposed to do. And so what? I did it imperfectly. I just have to practice. It gave me joy. I felt satisfied. And with that simple, easy, tiny part of my life, it was easy to see it. It is a lot harder sometimes for us to see it in bigger topics of our life. But that's why I want you to start with smaller ones. And the bigger ones are, I've coached a lot of people on confidence. And the most amazing part is that they come to me to be coached on confidence. And we discover that they already are confident. They're just not seeing it. And because they're not seeing it, they're not acting confident all the time, and they're only seeing that little part where they're not confident. And so it's simply just taking off our perfectionist blinders, and then we will see, I am this and I am that, and I do cook and I am confident and I am beautiful on all the things. So Hope you enjoyed that story. I would love to help you with your brain. If you're not seeing some of your blind spots, this is what I'm here for. This is what all the coaching is here for, because sometimes the concepts don't take us all the way. We still need to talk to someone. Okay, so you can always find me on my website, www.coachingnatalia.com. I'll be happy to chat with you. It's a quick conversation, completely free first consultation where you can tell me all the things that are bothering you, and you can see if we're the right fit to work together to dive into your brain. All right, guys, I hope your summer was wonderful and that I will talk to you soon. Talk to you next week. All right, love you. Bye.